All right, let's fire it up. Hashem Kol Yisrael. Let's go, Samson. Let's go, baby. Oh. Wow, you know who just texted me? Ezra Manis. Ezra Manis, wow. You know I'm going in there for Shabbos. Going there for Shabbos. Also, Reb Samson, I'm in the middle of Reb David last night. Wow. Wow. Woo! It's I understand. I understand he's a Rebbe. I mean, he's all of our Rebbes, but I understand. I get it. All right, let's fire.
I don't get it. I don't get it, but okay.
Okay, that's good. That's what we're speaking about tonight. So have compassion.
I have to go to Meyer.
All right, I love you though. I love you. Just seeing your face was enough.
A good
I
face.
know. Love you, brother. Have compassion. Let's feel b'shem kol Yisrael. Have compassion on our tired spirit. Pour refreshing water upon us to revive our weary soul. For years we have failed to bring the intent of our heart to our prayers. And because our heart is so far from our prayers, our spirit is exhausted. Ribbono shel olam, our spirit is exhausted. Our spirit is exhausted. Mina meitz akratika anani b'merchavka. In your vast compassion, help us rectify this. Help us pray with the intent of our heart. Help us pray so that our mouth and heart will be in alignment. Bring all the intentions of our heart and mind into our words of prayer so that we will speak to you with great feeling. May we never utter a single word without the intent of our heart, and may our soul never be distant from your honor. B'siyata d'shmaya. By the way, one of the Chavra sent a comment to our video last night that he bought Likutei Tefillah full set, started praying. Have Likutei Tefillah, big thing. So we're on Sichot 13. Bezrat Hashem. Sichot 13. There are many religious people who have no livelihood and find this to be a source of great stress and confusion. But even this is good for the world. And know that there are many precious words that come only from such confusion. There are many types of confusion and distractions. In the Midrash, we find there is a slumber pertaining to prophecy, as when a deep sleep fell upon Avram Avinu. On the other hand, there's a sleep of fools. In both cases, sleep refers to mental confusion. So I think I've learned, I could be very, very wrong, but I've heard it once upon a time in Likutei Halachot, where he speaks about this idea that there was a slumber, a deep sleep fell upon Avraham Avinu. And Rabbi Nachman says that there's a sleep for fools, but that's clearly not the one that we're speaking about when it comes to Avraham Avinu. There comes a point, and I think this is what Rabbi Nassan, the author of Likutei Halacha, was talking about, how there comes a point where our minds are not enough. Our minds are not enough, and there's something beyond our knowledge. There's something beyond what I know and what I can grasp. And at that point, do we throw our seichel into the hands of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? There's a knowing, but then there's a not knowing that's knowing. And that not knowing is sleep. That not knowing is completely nullifying ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu by completely giving ourselves over into his hands. And that is the sleep that fell upon Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu knew the secret. He knew the secret. You can't live 24 hours straight being up 48 hours, 72 hours, 5 days a week. There comes a point where we just need to have some respite, when we throw our seichel into the Rebbeinu Shalom's hands and we say, we know that we don't know, and we know that there's something beyond this, and we're completely putting ourselves into your mind, into your hands, and you are beyond our intellect. You're mamish beyond such an intellect. But there are those who don't have that type of nullification, and in that case, it's a sleep of fools. So sleep is a very holy thing. Sleep is mamish a part of the avoda. So many years, and I even still believe this or think this, that sleep could be separate from the avoda. Doesn't mean get 10, 15 hours of sleep, but it's mamish a part of the avoda. We are attaching ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu even in sleep itself. So we should never overrate sleep. We should never disregard sleep as an unholy act. It's a very much holy act. It's what's giving us energy. It's what's giving us the mind for the next day. A refreshed mind, a hitchashut. So the topic of this sicha was accepting suffering with Emunah. So when the mind ends, and I think this is like in the Likutei Halacha, that's where Emunah starts. When we go to sleep, that's where Emunah starts. So we should all be zocheh to have that holy sleep of Avraham Avinu, that deep sleep of Emunah, that sleep of Emunah that we could tap into every single night when we go to sleep. When the mind ends, the Emunah begins. And because we were talking about Rabbi Abba last night, who was a second and third generation Amora, in the Talmud Yerushalmi, he's called Rabba. He's the Talmud of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda was a Talmud of Rav and Shmuel, Nachon, and Rav Abba, Rabbi Abba was students with Rabbi Zera. Rabbi Zera moved from Babylon to Eretz Yisrael before Rabbi Abba did. Rabbi Yehuda, who's the teacher for both, was not so into the idea of making Aliyah to Yerushalayim from Bavel. Bavel was on fire. Pumbedisa, so much going on there. A epicenter of Torah, the highest Torah, the Talmud Bavli, the Bavli that we follow today. The Bavli over the Yerushalmi. We paskin the Bavli over the Yerushalmi. So Rabbi Abba, we're continuing. We're continuing with the teachings of Rabbi Abba. We're continuing with the teachings of Rabbi Abba. We're continuing the teachings of Rabbi Abba. Rabbi Abba also authored several Gadic teachings. Among them, there is no clear indication of the end, meaning the arrival of Mashiach. Then the following verse in Yechezkel, but you, O mountains of Israel, you shall shoot forth your branches and bear your fruit for my people, Israel, for they are soon to come. And this is in Sanhedrin, Daf 98a. Eretz Yisrael will yield fruit in abundance shortly before the redemption. This is the clear sign of all that exile is about to end, says Rashi. For when Eretz Yisrael is not inhabited by the Jewish people, it does not produce fruit to its usual degree. Thus, when it resumes producing fruit, that is a clear sign that the time is approaching for the Jewish people returning to their land. So, cover B'siyata Deshmaya, going hand in hand with Rabbi Nachman's teaching, accepting suffering with Emunah, right? Being able to throw our minds away and to say, die, that's enough, and then enter into Emunah mode. Same too when it comes to Eretz Yisrael. Rabbi Abba is teaching us that when the fruit is growing, when the chaver in the land, in which we see both and more right now, that's happening right here, right now. The fruit is at an all time. So all time, every single day, I see the fruit salad that I'm zocha to receive at work, and all the baskets of fruit around work, the vegetables. It's unbelievable. Shefa. So Rabbi Abba is saying that means we're mamish at the doorsteps of Mashiach, and the whole sugya in the Gemara of Sanhedrin is all about Mashiach and the rival of Mashiach. It's an awesome Gemara I want to look at again. But Rabbi Abba is teaching us, or really showing us, more than teaching us, then look right now, look around you, mamish, look around you, and because we're able to have that yediyah, it can't end there. But mamash, we have to throw ourselves into Emunah mode. We have to throw ourselves into Emunah mode and say, you know what? Even if there are fruits and there's vegetables and there's people and there's aliyah, there's nefesh b'nefesh, there's Emunah mode. There's Emunah mode and mamash that's above everything else. And I'm going to enter into the Emunah mode and draw that light into our day to day, into our every moment. B'siyata d'shmaya. Be well, Chara.